Welcome to Group 7's final project presentation, BADM611, Fall 2015. Group 7 consists of Eric Pilon, Christina DiCarlo, Jason Brooks, Donald Jones, and Ryan Moore. We have chosen the Module 5 option, Facebook. Facebook is the largest social networking site on the internet, and according to Alexa, is the second highest trafficked site on the internet. It currently boasts more than 1.4 billion active users worldwide and has a current market value listed at nearly $245 billion. To put that in perspective, Walmart's current market value is $235 billion. Facebook is fast approaching the market value of such well-diversified juggernauts as General Electric, Johnson & Johnson, and Wells Fargo. The most amazing fact about Facebook's market value is that it's not been built over 100 years like General Electric, Johnson & Johnson, and Wells Fargo. It was actually founded in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg, Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCullum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes, 5 Harvard University students. Facebook began as an interactive interface known as FaceMash. This program was written in 2003 by Mark Zuckerberg. He actually hacked into the Harvard University database and pulled pictures of current Harvard students. As a user logged onto the site, 2 pictures would pop up, and the user would actually get to choose which student was hotter. At the time that it was started, Facebook was meant specifically only for Harvard students. In 2006, after Harvard had grown throughout the United States and onto each and every college campus, it became available to everyone in the world, 13 years of age or older, as long as they had a valid email address. Facebook wants to continue to grow and offer its services for free. They realize that they must make a profit to keep things moving in the right direction. This is where online advertising comes into play for Facebook. In terms of a revenue model, Facebook uses more of the hunt model. Facebook earned about 59% of its ad revenue from mobile, the rest coming from games and app. In early 2014, Facebook launched its very own advertising network. Developers will put a piece of Facebook code in their apps. From there, Facebook will line up advertisers, select and run targeted ads based on its massive knowledge of individual users and users' preferences, measure ad performance, and collect payments to forward on to its partners after it takes a cut of the money. Facebook versus MySpace. In 2008, Facebook overtook MySpace in the Alexa rankings. The way they did this was focusing on the user experience and mastering the identity-based interaction. This is anything from your About Us page on your personal blog or website to your Facebook profile. MySpace, on the other hand, used a monetized approach. They flooded their site with adware, which slowed down their site considerably and gave the user a worse experience. Facebook dominates MySpace in almost every aspect of the social networking world. They provide a much better platform for their users using tools, apps, games, etc. And they allow you to connect with real people rather than focusing around entertainment and bands and celebrities. They do a great job facilitating interaction between users and customers, as well as having a much more user-friendly revenue model. With 1.5 billion active users, Facebook has a ton of data that it must keep track of. They currently own server farms or data centers in Oregon and North Carolina, and they lease 6 different server farms throughout Silicon Valley. Each data center consists of servers linked together, each having 3 different tiers. The top tier consists of web servers and mainly create the web pages that users see. The middle tier contains caching servers that provide 95% of the data requested by users. The bottom tier provides the remaining data that the middle tier doesn't provide. This process allows the majority of the data to be retrieved quickly through the caching servers and allows for quicker response time and less downtime and crashes. Threats and missteps. Facebook's biggest threat to the advertising-based business model is that advertisers may spend less money on advertising on Facebook and start spending this money elsewhere. This makes their revenue through advertising unpredictable. Although this is the case, Facebook has been and continues to be successful in this realm. They've even started diversifying by developing games and apps to use on Facebook. Even though they're a technological giant, Facebook has also seen its share of missteps and small struggles. One of which was a 2-year development failure to develop HTML5 technology, and it wasn't able to attach as much advertising as they anticipated on the mobile sites. They have since switched over to an iOS native platform, which has responded much more favorably. Management. As far as Facebook's management, it has a very flat platform. Mark Zuckerberg sits atop as the Chief Executive Officer, with Sheryl Sandberg, COO, Dave Wehner, CFO, Mike Schroepfer, CTO and VP of Engineering, and Chris Cox, the current Chief Product Officer, sitting directly underneath him. Easily, Facebook is the largest social network in the world, but it does have a few competitors out there. The largest competitor Facebook has is Qzone, which has about half the active members that Facebook does, with 629 million. Other than Qzone, there are also several competitors in niche markets that have large followings as well. Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Instagram, just to name a few. Just like any other company, even a technological giant has some missteps. We mentioned earlier the HTML5 failure for Facebook, but that wasn't the only misstep they've had along the way. The introduction of Beacon, which allowed users to share their online purchases with their friends, backfired when secret online purchases such as Christmas gifts and birthday presents were shown in public news feeds. Obviously, users weren't amused. In 2007, a source code that powers Facebook was leaked online, potentially exposing its users to attack from hackers as well as identity thieves. And then again in 2009, Facebook attempted to change its terms and services in order to appease its lawyers. However, these new terms essentially meant that the site would own the user's photos, videos, and status updates. Not a popular choice. Trust in Facebook. Although Facebook is a safe, secure website and can be trusted with personal information, it's not necessary to share everything. Things such as your home address and phone number or other personal information should only be shared with those you trust. Other things such as credit card information doesn't need to be shared at all. The more you share, the easier it is for hackers to obtain information, possibly steal your identity, or find your location at almost any time. Children and young adults, as well as other adults, should be educated on Facebook and the internet and what it is and it is not appropriate to post online. Children should also keep in mind to friend only those they know and not to trust anyone they don't know. Now let's take a look at a SWOT analysis for Facebook. Obviously, Facebook has many strengths. Number one, it's the world's largest social networking site. Almost anyone you know or anyone you meet has a Facebook page, which makes it easy to meet anyone from anywhere at any time. Facebook has also continued to be responsive to the user's needs and wants. It's very user-friendly, has a free membership, and there's privacy settings so you can control who sees your information. Weaknesses. Limited restrictions make it easy for hackers to obtain access to your information. The growth rate is slow, and some people think that Facebook is reaching its maturity. Revenue for Facebook is dependent on advertisements, and there's a lot of opportunity out there in other modes of advertisement for businesses to spend their money. Opportunities. The purchase of Instagram is going to help revenue. Facebook will have the opportunity to integrate a lot of Instagram's applications and vice versa. The mobile app has expanded the number of users, and it also has expanded the traffic from each user on Facebook. And Facebook at Work has also been introduced for businesses, so that workers can use the Facebook app to communicate with other employees at their business and their place of work. Threats. Now and always, data breaches have been a threat to Facebook. The vast amount of information that they keep on their users leaves a huge target for hackers. Ad block extensions can definitely decrease profitability by decreasing the advertisement that people see on Facebook. And new social media sites are always being introduced. And as we've seen from MySpace, no company's too big to fail. Recommendations. Our recommendation to Mr. Zuckerberg would be to continue to listen to consumer demands when it comes to site features and privacy settings on Facebook. Also, in an effort to boost revenue, he could consider introducing a premium version of the site, very similar to LinkedIn's premium job seeking package, where users pay a monthly fee for added features, possibly including apps and games in the premium version for free. Another thing Mr. Zuckerberg has continued to work on is increasing active users. One way to increase active users is to continue meeting with technological giants and world leaders in countries where Facebook is banned in order to get that ban lifted. This would obviously increase the Facebook users and increase revenue at the same time. It opens up new markets for advertisement as well as new markets for the advertisers to gain new business. This has been our presentation on Module 5, Facebook.